In this video, we're going to start investigating how to take the determinant of a larger matrix than just a 2x2 by talking about minors and cofactors. Now here, if A is a square matrix, then the minor Mij of the entry Aij is the determinant of the matrix obtained by deleting the ith row and jth column of A. The cofactor Cij of the entry Aij is -1 to the I plus j Mij. And here, so in practice, what does this mean? Well, in practice, finding the minors, if I had the matrix A, B, C, D, E, F, H, G, H, I, if I had this matrix, and I wanted to find M, 2, 3, well, so I go to the entry 2, 3, which is right there, and I ignore the row and column that it's in, okay? So I delete the ith row and j column, and so I'm just finding the determinant of A, B, G, H. Well, this is a 2x2 determinant, so it's going to be AH minus BG. Now, what would C of that be? C23B? Well, it's going to be exactly that times -1 to the 2 plus 3 times M23. Well, doing so, you're going to get a -1 to the 5th. -1 to the 5th is -1, and so really you end up with just swapping the sign here. So applying a negative through that would give you BG minus AH, okay? But what does that tell you? Well, really, applying the negative isn't too hard to deal with. Really, what you're doing in practice is you have some sort of a sign pattern. So if it was 1 plus 1, you would get a positive. You get a even power, which would cause a positive, then a negative, then a positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. And this actually is always how it works. So here we end up with a negative there because that is the entry there. Okay, so this checkerboard pattern in practice is a lot more useful. So let's do an example by finding all the minors and cofactors of the following matrix. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the minors first. So to find M11, we delete we go to the first entry and we delete the row and column that it's in and take that determinant of whatever's left. So it's the determinant of -1, 2, 0, 1. To find M21, similarly, we do a similar thing, M21 and M31, right? We do similar things. I'm going to go ahead and set all of this up. Well, give me a moment. So here, if we actually take this determinant, we would do -1 minus 0, so it'll be -1. Here, if we delete this row, if we delete the first row, the second row and the first column, we would have 2, 1, 0, 1. Here, if we delete the last row and the first column, we would have 2, 1, -1, 2. So this is nice because it kind of shows you which determinants you're looking at, okay? Here you have, that determinant is going to be 2 minus 0, so 2. That's going to be 4 minus -1, so 5. Okay? And in a similar way, we can calculate all the others, right? So this will be M12, M22. You notice I'm doing it in order of the entries I'm deleting, by the way. M23. That took about that much space, so let's go ahead and create some space there. M13, M23, M33. All right. And so if we write out each of the determinants here, deleting this entry during the first row, second column entry, get rid of that and that, so we'd have 3, 2, 4, 1 that we're taking the determinant of. Here, we would have, deleting this entry, we would have 0, 1, 4, 1. So you kind of get used to this over time. And then taking out at the 0, taking out that and that would be 0, 1, 3, 2. Going through and calculating these determinants, we're going to have a 3 minus an 8, so that's going to be -5. Here we're going to get 0 minus 4, so -4. Here we're going to get 0 minus 3, so -3. And similar for the last one, deleting the first row and third column, we would have 3, -1, 4, 0. Here we would have, getting rid of that entry, we'd have 0, 2, 4, 0. And here, getting rid of that entry, we'd have 0, 2, 3, -1. Go through, calculate each of these determinants. We get 0 minus -4, so +4. Here, getting rid of these, give me a moment. Getting rid of, so here we'd have 0 minus 8, so -8. And then here we'd have 0 minus 6, so -6. So there's all of the minors, okay? It's more tedious than it is actually difficult. To get the cofactors, I could do all the powers, but I'm going to go ahead and use the checkerboard pattern. Here it's a 3 by 3, so the checkerboard will be plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. And so I have C11 just takes the positive of that. C12 takes the negative of that. C13 takes the positive of that. Oh, sorry, I did these backwards. I got my rows and columns mixed up. So 2, 1, 3, 1. Negative, positive of that, so 5. And so on. We just keep changing the patterns. So C12, C22, C32. And here I'll have, give me a moment, C13, C23, C33. And again, we're just changing based on the negative. So we get negative, positive, negative. So negative and -5 is +5. -4, flip the sign, +3. Leave the sign alone, flip the sign, leave the sign alone. And there you have it. So these are all the minors and cofactors. And now it's your turn to try out an example, so go ahead and find all the minors and cofactors for the matrix A. On the count of 3, I'll reveal the solution. 1, 2, 3. And so here you have all the minors, and here you have all the cofactors. For more practice, be sure to see the textbook, page 582, and in our next video, we're going to use minors and cofactors to be able to take the determinant of a square matrix of any size.